Hi. How you doing, my friend? You know, you might not know this, but it was super inspirational for me to meet you the other day. I wasn't expecting it, just strolling down another big busy street in New York, enjoying my time there. So many people, so many nationalities, sounds and lights and the whole shebang in beautiful New York. And there you were. Nobody could see you, but you were right there. And something made me walk down that road, and I was randomly exploring a city I don't know. And I walked right past you, and something made me stop. And when I stopped and looked back at you, you were actually looking at me. We noticed each other, and I'm glad I stopped and walked back. We had a wonderful conversation. You shared beautiful things with me about your life, the good, the bad, the ugly. And I felt very honored for that moment. You shared with me that your family was far away, that you hadn't seen them for a long time. You shared with me that you've been struggling for a while. And in that moment, I felt that I should stay a bit longer with you. And so I was naturally feeling that I had to be there with you for as long as necessary for you to continue to share what you wanted to share. You were sitting on the ground. You were looking scruffy. You were looking tired. Perhaps even a little bit scared. And you shared that that was your life. That's how you lived. That you were homeless on the streets of New York for 15 years. I had just come out of wonderful meetings, very successful day, dinner with friends. This is how I was dressed, just like this. Smart, casual, having a great time. But I want you to know that the highlight of that day was sitting with you, listening to you, observing you as you observed me, and we were looking at each other as the humans that we are, eye to eye. And that was very heartwarming and very special. But we made a deal. And that's why I'm sending this message to you. The deal that we made is that you would make it out, that you would find a way off those streets and back into a life where you are visible, where you feel useful to society, way beyond what's happening in your life in this moment that we met. You have so much going for you. What we spoke about, the universe, God, creation, people, family, education, children, it was meaningful, it was wholesome, it was wonderful, and I thank you. We are all united in many more things than we realize. And one of the things that brought us together was when I said, "What's your name?" My hand came out and your hand came out. We shook hands in the world that doesn't want to touch anyone anymore. We were shaking hands. And you said, "My name is Ricky." And I said, "My name is Ricky too." And you couldn't believe it, and neither could I. But that's just one simple thing that unites all of us, is where are you from, and what do you do, and what's your name? And we've all got so much in common. All we need to do is zoom out, and keep zooming out, and keep zooming out, and we are, just like Carl Sagan said, we are stardust. We are a beautiful planet flying through the cosmos, and we're all on it, and we might as well get along. Ricky, I hope this gets to you one day, and I hope you see this and you realize how important it was for me to speak to you that day. Because one of the things I shared with you was that I too was homeless on more than one occasion. And life has different circumstances and different situations, and I found a way out. And so as we sat there together, both of us called Ricky, we have so much in common. And I felt in your eyes this love for life and love for humans. And it was the highlight of my day to sit there on the streets of New York with you and just share as the brothers that we are. And so I gave you my card because you promised me that you would say hi when you made it out. And I know that you can. And I know that the over 150 million people on earth that are presently homeless, and the nearly 600,000 people in the United States that are presently homeless, we've all got our own story, but it's never too late to change. So Ricky, I want to hear from you. I want to know that you're okay. And just like I said that day, I'm here for you, and you've got this. Wherever you may be, whoever you may be watching this, it's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to be going through a bad moment in life. But we got the power in us to change that at any given moment, and definitely every single day. We are surrounded by this beautiful message that nature gives us every day, that we've always got a fresh start and a fresh opportunity. I love you, Ricky. Thank you for everything you shared. And I'll be right here, waiting for your email, waiting for you to say hello. Take care, my friend. There was so much wisdom there, you know? There was so much love there. There was so much gratitude for that moment. And he was invisible, you know? Nobody was looking at Ricky. Nobody. Just walking by, like it was okay to have a human sitting there struggling, you know? And I know what it's like to be invisible, and it was not for 15 years. And it was still terrible. Like nobody should feel invisible, right? So I had to make this deal with him, like, Ricky, you're gonna figure this out. You're gonna find a way out. And then he wasn't invisible anymore because there was some guy in a blazer sitting next to him, and they were like, oh, why is that guy sitting there with that homeless man? We're all the same, right? It's terrible to be on the street. It's so soul-destroying. But there was so much dignity in this man. So much dignity. And I couldn't even understand if he was in his mid-40s or early 60s. You know, it's hard to understand what's there when you've been on the street for so long, you know? So I just wanted to tell him that I love him and I appreciate the moment we shared. And I just hope he finds a way through and continues to be the good man that he is. And I don't think he realizes how kind he is and how interesting he is and how inspiring he is with his wisdom. That's it.
Yeah, same here, but
We should all be seen, right? He was a baby once upon a time. He was probably loved, and then something went wrong. But he's just worthy of love like any other baby, other person, other human, you know? And as I shook his hand, I had this clear perception that it had been a while since somebody had touched him. That moment was a moment. And suddenly our our life stories are crossing for the first time. Like we're touching, we're communicating, and there's power in that. It breaks my heart, it breaks my heart.